little line horse. He's a real little beauty, Prince Ziggy. You'd love to own him, and he goes home and wins another cup.
Vahvuus took over now and raced away from Ballydoran, being dazzled, and Vahvuus a soft win.
Yeah, a couple of great results there. Both horses seem to be going really, really well. Prince Ziggy's a little beauty, isn't he? I think he's won about 9 races now, and he just keeps on keeping on. He's interesting from the time he come back in this time in. His track work's been a lot sharper than it was previously, and he's taking it to the races. So interesting, and he's a 6-year-old, and he's probably at the peak of his career. So well done there to all, and congratulations. And I don't know where we'll go. Might take Ziggy. It's a nice little race at Flemington next Saturday, or we'll hold him back for another week and maybe go to the Traralgon Cup, being a nice little country cups horse like he is. I see the Werribee Cup, the field wasn't all that big, so those 2,000 metre horses might be starting to drop off a little bit. So nice to have a 2,000 metre horse in form when there's not a lot else around. Vahvuus, geez, it went like a rocket yesterday. Interesting horse. She's always been probably one of our fastest horses here on the training track, but she just hasn't taken it to the races, and we've had her running over 11 and 1200, and she just wasn't running the trip. In her last 50 metres she was sort of losing 5 or 6 lengths, but her 2 starts back at the 1,000, ridden off the speed, she sort of hit the line and ridden really, really strong. So she's impeccably bred, that filly. She's a half sister to a Group 2 winner, and her form was struggling a little bit, but looks like it's turned her around, and I can't see any reason why she won't keep winning. Yeah, a couple of horses I thought probably worthwhile following from last week. We had about 10 runners, and I thought a couple of horses went really well. I thought Lorenzetti went fantastic. He's just come back in absolute ball of health, that horse, and I think he's going really well. First up over 1,500 on a Saturday in town, and he was all over the leaders, sort of getting to the line. So he looks like he's going to be in for a really good prep. I'll run him next Friday night at the Valley at 2,000 metres 64. Actually, interestingly, Prince Ziggy actually won that race last year, so he's very, very similar type of horse, a nice little progressive staying 4-year-old. So I'll be interested to see sort of where he lines up, and we've already had a bit of a template with Ziggy winning it last year. I thought Minyinga went really good. Interesting, she got beaten, didn't get beaten half a length, and she ran about 6. So, but she's a genuine 1,400 metre horse, and I thought first up over 1,200 she was really good. So really keen to sort of get her back to the races. She'll probably go around somewhere next week, but I think she's coming back pretty well. Who else? I thought Mannza, first up over 1,500. That horse reckons he's going pretty good. I thought Mannza first up over 1,500 went really well, and he's pulled up bouncing off the walls. I might even back him up next week, I'm not really sure, but yeah, I thought those couple of horses went really, really well, and certainly look like over this sort of Christmas period they can be all winning races. Okay, now runners this week. I'm going to have quite a few runners, but there's quite a few meetings around. Either on Tuesday, if I don't get bitten first, either on Tuesday at Ararat or Wednesday at Terang. Now, I think I trialled about 8 horses the other day. 1 or 2 of them have gone to the paddock, but a couple of horses certainly worthwhile looking at. A horse called Flat Kappa. Now, I took him to Dunkeld the other day, and it was always going to be a disaster going there. He just didn't get around the track, and in fact, he actually ran off the track. I was forced to trial him again on Monday, and I thought he trialled up nice and strong, so he'll probably go to Terang. He's had 1 start for a last, so he's going to go into a ballot, so hopefully he gets a run there, but he's going really well. One Penny Red, he trialled a couple of weeks ago and went like a rocket. I thought he went great. He then got a little bit of was a little bit off colour and had a bit of a temperature through the week, so I was going to run him this week, and I've just held him back. I'll give him a nice solid gallop on Saturday morning. If he works well, which I expect him to, he can go to Terang on Wednesday. As I said earlier, I think I might even consider backing up Mannza. He's pulled up so well. There's a nice little 1,800 metre race, so I might run him there. Filly that's new to the stable, a horse called Honey Magic. She's had a couple of trials now, and I think she's in pretty good order. Both her trials I think's probably been above average, so, and I can run her in a fairly lowly graded race, so I might run her. I'm not sure if I'll start off over 1,000 or 1,200 yet, but I think she can certainly go well there. Horse called Gamby's Son. He needs to turn his form around drastically. His last 2 starts have been terrible. I've tried a bit of different sort of training techniques with him, so we'll just see how we go. Probably pull the blinkers off him and maybe put a crossover noseband on. But he was jumping out, going hard and stopping badly. So I just need to turn his form around where he's actually hitting the line. And I don't care what grade of racing you're running in. If you're not hitting the line, you don't win too many races. So he's really got to turn his form around. And he'll go, as I said, he'll go to either Ararat or to Terang on Wednesday. Now the old horse Severn Road, he's back in action, and I thought he trialled up lovely the other day. He normally takes 2 or 3 runs to get fit, so he'll sort of head towards that Hanging Rock series with him, that Boxing Day and New Year's Day, so he'll head up there, but I need to get a run under his belt first, so I'll probably take him to either Terang or Ararat on, probably leaning towards Terang on Wednesday. And Benatari's had a couple of trials now, and I think he's come up pretty good. Just going to try and get that horse to run a little bit of a trip, so I'm not sure if I'll step him out in a 11 or 1200 metre race, but he'll race in the next week as well. So lots of horses ready to race. We're going to have a really, really busy Christmas, but I think quite a few of the horses are going really well. We should be winning plenty of races. Yeah, good to have a couple of winners last week. It was a great result.
G'day guys, welcome to Around the Stables. This week's horse is a 2-year-old filly by Dream Ahead out of Miss Cutie. Miss Cutie is obviously Prince Ziggy's mum, so this 2-year-old filly is a half sister to Prince Ziggy. So yeah, super excited to get her into the stable. Obviously pretty topical at the moment with Prince Ziggy winning the Traralgon Cup. So this filly, I would imagine, like Prince Ziggy and her other older sister, they've sort of hit their straps as 4 and 5 year olds, and even Prince Ziggy's obviously still going at 6 at the moment, and yeah, so she'll have her prep this time in. We'll probably pop her out of the gates a few times. She'll go for a spell and come back into work as a spring 3-year-old, and we'll sort of find out where she's at and whether we can get her to the races as a 3-year-old or whether she'll need a break and come back as a late 3-year-old. But she's a really nice, sensible sort of filly. First day here at the farm, and she's settled into life pretty well. So if she can follow in her brother's footsteps, I think she'll go a long way on the racetrack.
Yeah, so the spring's over, and we've had all our spring tipsters, and that was an absolute disaster. So, but Darby did his best, but was quite below par. We're absolutely scraping the bottom of the barrel this week, and we've gone with a new tipster. So you'll see, and I do apologise for the Richmond jacket, but anyway, not much you can do.
Hi everyone, I'm Brian McKittrick, and I'm very fortunate to be one of Prince Ziggy's owners. He's having a great prep at this stage, and we're looking forward to hopefully some more wins in the future. Look, but I'm here to give some tips for this week, and very thankful to be asked to do this. So, look, my best bet for this weekend is at Pakenham. It's at race 5. I think Odeon's got a very good chance. He's always an honest horse, and I think you couldn't go wrong with him. Moonee Valley on Friday night, race 5. Deploys alone. Look, it's just come back from a spell, 955 metre race, and I think he'll be up there with them. And also at Rose Hill, another each way bet, race 7, number 6, the Tiger Asia. So wearing the Richmond colours, of course, so that'll be surely a winner. So hopefully you take on those bets, and good luck for everyone, and good luck for everyone with Emsley Lodge for the coming year. So thank you.
That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. Pretty good week last week. A couple of horses ran good without winning, so hopefully they can win in the next couple of weeks. Actually really busy at the moment. Brought a few of the young ones into work that we've sort of bought last year. They've all sort of been broken in and had a little prep, and then sort of come in and have their first look at the, give them a little jump out, etc. So yeah, pretty keen to sort of get them to the trials around about Christmas time, and maybe give them a little holiday, and then back in the autumn we'll sort of find out where they're at as far as the big picture goes. But always good to be busy, and hopefully we can get a few winners this week. Until next week, see you later.
And I've been asked to be this week's top tipster in the steps of, let's do that again. Best bet, Pakenham.
Pakenham? Cool.
Race 7, number 6, La Tiger Asia.